This is a program that I'm pretty passionate about, getting down payment assistance resource to people who need it. And I think it's smart for everyone to hear how it's actually practically being used right now. Like these guys said, I've been using it for years. I'd say probably 4 or 5 years, maybe six. The years kind of flew by. So when I first started this program, it's one, for you brokers out there that, that are getting killed with all of these tools that are at your disposal. It's one of those little tiny tabs on the top of your, when you're looking at the MLS sheets, it's right up there. And when you click on that, it gives you all of the pertinent information for the property. It makes it very easy for your customers. For you guys to know, in Florida, it's you can get up to $7,500 down for pretty much any property. There's a lot of other programs that qualify for it out there, but it's huge. So, I started teaching this program about 5 years ago, 6 years ago to my agents. I tried it myself. The first person I tried on, I had a customer walk through and came to the office, and she was looking for a house, but came to find out that she didn't have down payment necessary to buy the house. It was her first home. She had 2 kids. She never owned a home before. And she just said, hey, she sat down with me and said, hey, I just want to, I'm just going to wait. I'm going to save money and I'm going to wait. And I calculated that with her, and I figured that would take her about 3 or 4 years to save the amount of money to buy the house that she wanted. And so I clicked on that button. I remember we just went through down payment assistance resource training. I clicked the button, printed up, and I handed it to her with all the down payment resources on the sheet that pertain to that particular property. And the $7,500 what she qualified for, which allowed her to ultimately get the house 3 years before she was thinking that she actually could, which was a pretty cool thing because she had 2 kids. She was a single mother. She's never owned a house before. Her kids actually never had their own rooms before. And she would have waited 3 years, which actually in retrospect would have priced her completely out of the market. Because in those 3 years, the house went up in $70,000 of value. So it went from a $250,000 house to 70 grand more today. She would have been waiting forever, and talking about wealth disparity, not being able to take part of the housing market and the benefits of that lead to wealth. What would that single mother have done in those 3 years to save $70,000? And if she was buying a house today, she would have been priced out of the market. And I've used that story and turned around and taught my agents to go ahead and utilize this program. If you can change somebody's life like that, where they weren't able to buy a house, they would have spent 3 years saving $7,500, and they've been able to take advantage of that, and then become a homeowner. And then she was a first-time homeowner with no down payment. Now she's going to be a homeowner with substantial down payment when she goes to her second and third home. And it's life. It's not just buying a home; it's a life-changing experience for somebody. And I like coming in and talking about this because if it inspires somebody else on this call to go ahead and utilize this program and change people's lives on a bigger scale, I think that's an amazing thing. And for your brokerage and your agents, it's a huge thing too, because if you can get $7,500 of government assistance money, which is basically that $7,500 is a 0% interest bond that's only due when the mortgage is paid off. So in essence, it's kind of free money. There's a lot of other programs. The cool thing about the down payment assistance program is you can print it up, and anything that you get, it pertains to the house. So if you pull up a $1 million house, you're going to see the difference between what qualifies for that house versus what qualifies for homes in certain areas. So it does pertain. It gives you all the information that somebody should need, which makes it very easy. It's a very complicated process, and for a lot of people, it's daunting for the customer and for the agent. When you print up that sheet, it tells you what the next step is, the website for the government site, everything. So you don't have to be an expert. Your agents don't have to be experts on the government assistance programs, other than being aware that there's a tool that they can use to get these programs. And there's a lot of programs. If you're in a city, there might be different programs for that. They just have to be aware of the program so they can offer it to their customers. And if you can give your customers at $7,500, $10,000, there's even bonds and other mortgage programs out there that are popping up daily. It's a huge benefit for them. On the flip side of that, this actually, like we said, it's a conversation starter and it's a tool. So I'm sure they're going to run through this later on in this program here, but there is a lead capture tool with it as well. So when you place that generates a website that places on your Facebook page, and customers can go onto your Facebook page through that site and go ahead and run their own, plug their own properties in and see what properties qualify for them personally. That actually allows them to even put their income and things like that. So we have agents that are running that right now. We've been teaching this for years. We've probably done through the brokerage dozens of down payment assistance programs, many more programs where the conversation was started, but the person didn't qualify, the property didn't qualify, or something like that. But if you're going to say, hey, click on this link to find out how you can get $7,500 of down payment assistance money, you're going to get leads. You know, to give you an example, for maybe $100 or $200 of Facebook ad spend, an agent can generate somewhere between 15 and 45 leads pretty much in a day, maybe 2 days. I've done it myself. I've trained it. I've done it in class. Actually, I've done it in class where I put it up on the screen. By the end of the class, there's already leads coming in with the Facebook ad spend. You can roll it the other way where you actually use that program to show that, hey, I have a listing, and this listing, you can buy this, you can buy this listing, and it's going to run out to about $500 down and $1,500 a month. When you're talking about renting a property in my neck of the woods, you need first, last, and security, which is about $6,000 to $7,000. So if you can do that, you can basically buy a property. And I'm sure Chris is going to run into that. But to put a practical spin on it, it can get you about 15 to 45 leads in about a day, maybe even more if you pump it up a little bit. So hopefully I hit the story that you wanted to hit, but that's my story. I find this program very useful, and I have agents who are making money on it right now. I had an agent who did 10 deals in pretty much 6 months from this program, and obviously loved it. And he's exponentially grown his business over time. This is a part of it, but it was a good part of his start. So very thankful that this program's in. Stellar made a great choice in doing it. And you know, if anybody ever has any questions about this, I'm more than happy to talk to you. I'll talk to anybody about how to practically make this work for your brokerage or for your agent.